What is up, everybody? I'm Sunny Las Vegas. Today I have with us, it's going to be Dan, Big Thrift Philly. Um, I got to know Dan a little bit more and more each month that we've been following each other, supportive. Really like him, his energy. It's one of those channels when I look at it, it's like when I started, it's like he should have a lot more followers. And I mean that because it's like, I feel like if you're likable, people should be drawn to you. But that's the whole point of like what it is that I do to just help share people's names and what they do, men, women, artists. It doesn't matter. If I like them, I want to bring them to you, and I hope that you do too. I'm a full time reseller. I've been reselling full time now, going on 7 months, but I've been reselling for since 2016, mainly part time until I came over onto the greener side. There's a lot of pros and cons to a full time reseller, and I'm going to let Dan introduce himself to you, and we're going to kick this off that way.
Yep. So first off, Sonny, thanks for having me on, buddy. I'm a big fan of yours as well. So when you asked me to come on, I was pretty excited. But I'm Dan, Big Thrift Philly. I live in South Philly. Um, I started reselling like bef- before the pandemic, but it wasn't until the pandemic that I really started getting into it and actually going to like thrift stores, things like that. Before I was just selling stuff around the house, or I was actually buying Funko Pops that I think would have value, and I would try to flip them to get the Funko Pops that I wanted that may have been older, that are kind of cost a little bit more money now. So, but the pandemic got me into reselling. The Cincinnati Picker, I would watch him, and he just made me feel like I would be able to go to the thrift stores and stuff and find things to pick up. Part time. I don't know if I'll ever go full time. Uh, it's weird, like me with the reselling. Like I'll do good for like a few weeks in a row where I'm like on it. I'm listing. I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind sourcing, but the listing part and things like that, I got to get better with doing. I'll be good for a few weeks and then it'll dip down and it's like I haven't listed anything. I probably in like maybe 3 days. So it's like it's not my main gig, but I I want to start kind of trying to treat it like it is, I guess, if that makes sense. But
Business.
yeah,
Yeah, if you're making money off of it, I feel like it shouldn't be considered like a hobby. And I get why people say part time, but even with full times, me being full time, I'm not putting as much hours as I was as a part timer, and I was actually making more being part time. I was
yeah,
hungrier, and I thought it would be a lot easier that when I made full time, I was just gonna like thrift source, and it was like, no, you're a husband now. You're at home now. You get to do the chores and stuff you weren't doing before. So, and I don't even have kids yet. I got the dad bod, so it's like I'm ahead in ways, but not in the good ways. So I'm trying to catch up with the stuff that's supposed to go right. I do want to say hello to everybody in the chat. AR Edwards, what is up, my dude?
what
We
up,
got Glenn in
AR?
the house. Glenn always shows love. He does when he can. And the man is pretty much soon off to work soon afterwards. So, regardless if you could step in for a moment or not and say hello, even in the comments after the videos are done, very much appreciated, especially when I have somebody else to bring onto the channel. Um, it just shows me that what I'm doing, people are enjoying it and enjoying who I'm bringing on. I haven't had anybody tell me don't change a thing, but if there's any changes I'm going to do, I do need to start making more videos of reselling, thrifting, pre-records.
Pre-recorded, yeah.
I was doing really good at that until I got into lives, and it's just so easy to click, go live, and you go from there, and then you end it, and it's done. You don't got to do any edits, which is why I like lives. But I need to get back to that as well and maintain this because people are enjoying it. Are there any changes you're wanting to work on to balance things out with reselling, or anything else you got going on you use reselling for that helps you with other things?
Just I just want to start listing more consistently, really, Sonny. And like it's weird because like when I do, like I feel good. Like I said, like 2 weeks, I'm just like every day I'm just cranking them out, or like even just other like back end stuff, I have like a little spreadsheet and things like that, just making sure everything's good to go. But I want to work on the listing because I have too much stuff now. That's the thing. Like I have a 10 by, I don't know even know the size of it. That's
I got
big.
like
Like a 10.
boxes here. Got
Yeah, I got like a 10 by
oh yeah.
20, right? And
I'm
it's
blocking
like
mine.
I got a 10 by 20, and every time I go in there, I'm like, it's just more stuff, more stuff. And I only have like, I don't know, maybe 300 listings on my store, and I have a lot more than 300 items
Yeah.
in that friggin' storage unit. So
Put an
just really
emoji hand if
listing.
you're guilty as well in the comments.
Yo, real quick, I could pull up
Yeah, go
YouTube on the
ahead.
computer and look at the comments? All right.
Yeah.
I just gotta have it muted, right?
Yeah. What's up,
Okay.
Doyle? Can't wait for this one. Cool. I'm glad people are excited to be coming in and enjoying what it is we got going on. Even with one another, I love going into people's live chats, saying hello, and more I'm being recognized, and it's kind of cool. Not just to be like, oh, it's all about me. Is that I recognize
Oh,
other
my bad.
people
I gotta
even
mute real quick.
in
My
new
fault.
channels. What's that?
I just gotta mute you. Oh, there you go.
Hmm.
You can still hear
Right.
me?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
cool.
Hustle man, always showing love. What's up, hustle man? Hustle man, hustle man, hustle man. Happy St. Patrick's Day. So I got pinched a hell of a lot earlier going to Savers. Did a live. I didn't go live, but I was recording for my next video, which is going to be put out Sunday. And the niche lady as well was there at Savers with myself and Mikey Moneybags. I see him in the comments. So if you haven't seen it already and want to see people live stream and don't mind catching up to it as now pretty much a pre-record, check out Mikey Moneybags. I've got to meet him several times already. Love hanging out with him. Super supportive as well, and always keeps me informed of what he got going on. And I try to. I was telling him today, if people are asking me to meet up with them, I'm doing my best to get my foot out there to get to know people. Not so much to be like, well, if your channel could help me with mine. I just want to meet people. I'm a people
Yeah.
person. I love the interaction. I love getting to know stuff. And with other resellers online, it helps me just learn a lot more to help me in sourcing. But with that as well, Dan, I'm guilty as hell with not keeping up with my listings. And I've only gone thrifting maybe 2 or 3 times in the past 2 months. And even then, so today I'm like, it's probably like only 4 or 5 things that I got. And I need to get it done like draft tonight, take photos in the morning, and list it. Unless I'm
Yeah.
too tipsy, then tomorrow evening I should have everything done.
Yeah, it's bad too because so I take my mother-in-law food shopping like once a week. And the thing is, where she food shops at, the Goodwill is literally in the same little complex. So it's like I'll drop her off, I'll send her in there, and then I feel like I am obligated to hit the Goodwill up.
You're like, take your
So
time.
yeah, take your time, take your time. I gotta see what's going on in the Goodwill. So like I'm like every week, like I'm constantly keep sourcing and not listing kind of enough to offset that. So I just got to start listing more.
Yeah. And I got valuable stuff. Like I have some things that if I wanted to sell this camera, which I told one of my friends who I brought on here, Cyrus, music artist, right? Like, hey man, this video is for you. Like when I bought this camera, I bought it for every intention to make videos with him. And although I could sell that and buy a smaller camera, it's just there's different things with photography and videography, which is what you kind of brought up earlier behind the scenes before going live. And we'll touch up on that. But it's just like there's different views of stuff that a new camera can't bring in like an older lens, and some people like that and they
Mm.
don't care that it's new. They want a movie from back then, an image or colors a certain way, and they'll go for that just for that one scene. You never know who's buying this stuff. Hey, Jens and Jeremy, hello, welcome. Thanks for coming in. Vintage Philly, PA, what's up? Big Thrift, Sunny from the rainy Philly. Is it
What's
raining
up,
over there?
Vintage? Oh, it's been raining all day. Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
the rain gets me, man. But
If it's not snowing, it's raining. So, do you get all seasons over there? I've never been as far as past Chicago.
yeah, summers get hot. Sometimes the winters I feel like used to get colder, but recently they haven't been too bad. But yeah, we get springs are nice. I love the spring. And fall's not bad, but yeah, we get everything.
Mhm. Earlier you brought up photography, and I wanted to bring that up too. So you got a gig coming up with photography?
Yeah. So yeah, I'm a photographer. I work for a
It's
studio
okay.
based out of Ben Salem, PA. Well, kind of like Ben Salem, Bucks County, out that way. It's a Jewish studio, so I do a lot of bar mitzvahs. We do weddings as well, but like so every weekend, every Saturday, I'm guaranteed to do a bar mitzvah pretty much. And but tomorrow, I'm working with another photographer that I grew up with, and we're doing a wedding. So
Nice. Are these
yeah.
are your photos more like do they want you to do candid, posed, you edit them like a package
So
deal, or you just kind of make it easy, or the company does it?
so the studio I work for it's called a High Pole Studio, and I met this my buddy Zach in college. I went to school for photography, and we both went to school. But he's a fourth generation photographer, so his great grandfather started the company,
Mm,
and his
yeah.
grandfather still works there. His dad works there, and so I met him in college, and I got linked up with him, and it's nice. Like I literally show up to the jobs. I got to be on time for the job. I shoot the job, and then I pass the card off, and that's it. I'm done. I get paid. Pays me all the time. Like you know what I mean. I don't have to
Mm,
edit, which is nice. I don't have to
nice.
deal with the clients. Like everybody's always like, oh, you should do your own thing. You should like people don't understand when you're doing it. Well, I mean, these guys might get it because they're running businesses and dealing with customer service, but like people are nuts. Like and people don't even like themselves. That's half of the
People are
problem.
nuts.
So they want you to shave 25 pounds off of me. Like, you know what I mean? I can't or like
So there are ways to make people look slimmer when it comes to taking
for
photos
sure, for sure.
without editing. But the
Mhm.
thing is, you have to be at a distance, so that way everything around you is drawn into you, and if you're closer, it looks like you're wider and everything else is smaller. It's a perception, and it's
Yeah,
it's always helped to have that distance shot,
it's just
and then
little.
you
It's
could
like a
crop it.
little thing. It's just
Yeah,
like so I just don't want to deal with all
yeah.
that headache. So, but what was I saying? So yeah, so I don't edit. I just literally shoot
That's
the jobs, and that's why I don't do my own gigs pretty much. It's just so convenient to and like the studio's been around for like I don't want to say no 100 years, but probably like at least like
for a while, long
60.
enough.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
fourth
yeah,
gen.
long enough. So they get he's getting client like he's doing we're like 3 4 jobs 5 jobs a weekend, so it's not bad.
Yeah. Mikey Money Bags, love that guy. He's freaking awesome. He's just
Yeah, I like that
on
name.
camera, like his lives are like how he is in person, even when the camera's off. He's just uplifting and happy, and that's kind of people I need in my life, which is why I
Yeah,
bring in the people that I do, like yourself. I just get good vibes,
I
and
appreciate it,
Sal's
man.
one of them. Heavy, heavy. Hello. Hopefully, it's not too heavy to hurt some of your backs, but Sal's always a good one. He's always on camera and videos, and I enjoy people. When I enjoy people, it's like I love them. It's like I look forward. I see an alert, I jump on it. I see a Instagram alert, I jump on it, and it's just nice. Like it's very
Yeah,
soothing, especially for the obstacles I've been going through. Is like the story of my life, and it's one thing after another. But people definitely make it help. Hey, Crystal, thanks for coming in. We got Adam. Bully Paul Picking. What's up, Adam? Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. And then Ken, I did say your name earlier. What's up, my dude? Then we got Kristen Rule Squirrel. She was saying, Mikey said that she wanted to challenge all of us here in Las Vegas the next time she comes down. And I'm like, wow, she's
Mhm.
that good. It's not like, hey, I want to just challenge you again, Sonny, and whoop your butt. I'm going to kick all of your
She
butts.
wants it all. Hmm.
And game on, sister. Game
Hmm.
on. It was fun hanging out. Yeah, it was. Time went by fast, too. What's up, Maria? Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. Who we got here? Speaker said he was going to Vegas in the next couple of days. Yeah, quite a other people are too. I think Cameron might be on his way over here too. Gravity Goods, really good guy to follow as well. I enjoy his lives. I was able to jump on it one time, and regardless, it's just nice when you have people that go live and have content coming out often, especially when you follow enough people. Is like nonstop throughout the day. But I should be jumping back on listening throughout the day, listening in, but once you get inside the chat, it's hard to get away from it,
I'm
especially when you're
guilty,
pulled
bro.
into a
I'm so
conversation.
guilty. I'm so guilty, and I always and I'm like, and I had. It's not like I don't have other devices. Like I have like MacBooks. I got a few iPads. Like, but I don't know why I always just go like I'm on my phone and I'm watching, and I'm like,
Yeah. Damn it.
why don't I just put it on the iPad and get the listings done? But so that's another thing I want to try to get better at, kind of
Yeah,
listening and
now I use like on YouTube that little window up top. I just share it on my TV, whether I'm in my
okay.
bedroom or downstairs. And I'm like, this is even worse because now I'm more relaxed, like my feet up, just watching. Like, but it's
Eat some
nice just being
popcorn
that
or something.
comfortable. NGA Flipper, what it do? Yeah.
So
Let me see. Sunny Dan going through everybody's. Sorry, I'm probably a little bit behind. It's never gets easy, Sunny. You just got to keep staying creative, man. Yeah. That's the thing. I am creative. I just not applying myself to be doing the things I need to. And Mikey, Money Bags of Money, was telling me like, Sonny, you need to get those videos out. Even on his videos, they're like, where's Sonny at? Why isn't he putting videos? And I'm like, I know my wife says the same thing. And Mikey was saying his wife said the same thing. Does Sonny put a video out? And I'm like, I don't know why I don't, but I will. Bolo up. Don't want to pass you up. What's up? Welcome in. Let me read what
how's it going?
Roman said. What's up, guys? Just came back from the bar. Yes, what I'm talking about. I was there all day, drunk and tired. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I just put my store on vacation mode until I get sober. Depending on how he drinks, it might be like 2 hours. Sonny, send me some whiskey. I don't drink whiskey. I don't drink whiskey, and I don't drink like I do, but I don't look forward to it unless somebody's just like, "Hey, here, drink this," and I'm like, "Okay." I gotta be
He won't
disrespectful.
turn down
I'll
a
drink
drink.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Okay.
wine and champagne hits me hard. I don't know what it is. I just get really sleepy with it. Who did I see
What's
on
up,
here?
Roman?
Regina, thanks for coming in. I missed y'all live yesterday, but I do need to do a recap on it because they had Jeff, eBay Addicts, who actually plugged me in on his live a while back. And then after that, other people started finding me out. And Jeff is a great guy, eBay Addicts. So I need to catch up on his live, him being interviewed. That's always interesting too when you see the
Somebody does.
interviewer
Yeah, yeah.
be interviewed. Like I love that because it's just like it's different. It's not the same mentality of you running it, and the questions is more of like, okay, you got to go with what their questions are, and that's a good thing because there's so much to us that people don't realize. Like you being a photographer, I would have never known, and if me not sharing like the t-shirts that I make and things, I wouldn't be getting the commission work that I've been getting, which I need to work on some. Hopefully I'll be done by Sunday, some hats and t-shirts from another reseller here in town.
Nice.
Got Paul in the house, good vibes from Philly.
So,
I must be smoking something
what's
good.
up, Paul?
So that's funny you say that, Paul, because on my right eye, I used to have this growth from my rack, even though I had protective glasses on, like this chemical, like this little sprinkle thing, like just floated. Particle landed in my eye, and the next day it looked like I was beaming and like I had the sun right in my face, like I was eyeballing it. Hurt the hell, like just opening my eyes. Any sunlight would hurt it, even at night. Like a little light beat to the VCR or something like that just hurt my eye like crazy. And little by little, this growth started going towards my pupil and finally got it removed through the VA. And they said if I didn't go in time, I would have lost my eyesight on my right eye. So I was lucky I went through it. And before that, my eyes would always be red. And people would walk in the stores and they're like, hey, where's it at? And I'm like, where's what at? And they're like, where's the weed at? And I was like, I don't smoke weed. Like, why are your eyes red? And I was like, look at my, there's just a scar in there. It was ugly. It was ugly. It was gross. That nothing will still says Saturday. I was seeing on Facebook, people were getting complaints about sales from Russia because everything is on hold. And it was just like, how is eBay working with that? But not everybody's over there. Bad people may not have made it up about I mean, Mikey, so funny. May or may not have made it up. Yeah. So with you, Dan, being part time, do you have a schedule that you could do it? Because I know even on the lives you're telling me oh, I can't go live because your son was into hockey on Thursdays during the time I'll do the lives.
Yeah, yeah. So um Thursdays he was doing hockey, and it just happened to be like the time where you would start. He would that's when we'd have to start getting ready. And I think his practices start at like, what was it, 6:30? So, or yeah, 6:30. So, but that's the thing too. Like, I have the time to put more work in. You know what I mean, during the week, because a lot of the photography is Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Mm.
So really, I do have a lot more time, but then I'm also running around doing other things, helping people out and stuff. So it's like, you know, I gotta, I gotta come up with a schedule. That's my big thing. I need a schedule for me. Like I'm a person that I need that kind of, you know, schedule. And like even with photography, like realistically, I didn't have to go to college for photography. There's so many people on YouTube, so many places you could learn it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I just needed the classroom, like the discipline of the classroom in order to, I'm trying to say, like the structure, like.
Yeah. And to me, I like face to face regardless. I just had the VA call me and they're like, hey, we need to talk to you about what's going on with me. And they're like, when can we make an appointment? And I was like, well, when's the available one? What's because it's pretty important what's going on. So for those that might have heard about this just the other day, so what's been going on to catch you up? I've been trying to have kids with my wife, and then along the way through all these tests recently, after like 2 years of testing, even blood work here and there, they're like, you are coming up with cystic fibrosis. And I've never heard of this until I looked it up, and I'm like, this is serious. And then they're saying, well, we need to talk to you or get you an appointment. When can we schedule you? As soon as possible, right? And I was like, okay, when is this? And they're like, Monday at 8 or 9. And I'm like, okay, I'll be there. And they're like, no, it's going to be over the phone. And I'm like, why can't you do this now?
Yeah.
And the person's like, well, I'm a physician. I could do it. But in their company, their process is the actual doctor, one of the actual doctors. And looking this up, this is serious, but it doesn't make sense. And sometimes, like technology, things are a fluke and things aren't true. And I'm just hoping and crossing my fingers that if I happen to have this gene, I guess, or whatever it is, that is just a carrier, because the carrier would be better than actually having it. Because for me to be 40 and having cystic fibrosis, CF, which is what a lot of people in the field call it, I would only have like 4 years left. And I think that's just crazy. Just to have 4 years. On average, if you're lucky, maybe 46. And I'm just like, my weight, I can't lose weight. And that's one of the things, the biggest signs that your body can't gain weight, amongst other things, and mucus building up, and you can't breathe, and you're always tapping your chest. So it falls off and you could breathe better. It's just a lot of crazy stuff. And there's like, I've been looking at it every day online, like 1,400 plus mutations of CF. And I'm just like, I could, anybody could have it in that case. But we'll see on Monday, and just keeping my fingers crossed. And Carissa is one of them, has been checking up on me. I appreciate you
Hey,
so much, and
Carissa.
everybody else too. And then what's up, Joe? Thanks for
What's up,
coming
Joe?
in. And Danny May earlier. I did click on the name. I wanted to say hello. And I just keeping my fingers crossed regardless. I just today, like going thrifting, reselling. I for moments I'm not thinking about it. I'm just like, I want to find some stuff. I keep myself occupied. I've been
Yeah.
working out anyways for like a little over a month now. Like I've already accumulated maybe 100 plus miles in cardio, and just now starting to do like weights. Today was the first day. I was like, okay, I'm gonna have a big back, and then my biceps are gonna look tiny, and I'm gonna look like a T-Rex Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Like I need
A
to
little
balance
comp.
stuff out. Yeah. So I've just
Nice.
been staying busy like I was gonna do anyways. Nothing's changed besides just staying positive more and more.
Yeah,
So
I'm
my
definitely keeping you in my prayers,
yeah,
bud.
yeah, I appreciate it, man. And yeah, you've been checking up on me too, asking need anything, and I'm good. Nothing's changed for me besides just appreciating people in life. How do you not already saved? Don't worry, I fixed that glitch.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, if you aren't following Dan on here, do give him a follow. I enjoy him. Really good vibes. and supportive in so many other ways as well. What's up, Jeremy? eBay blocked both Russia and Ukraine as a sales destination until the war is over. Yeah, I just, sometimes the things right before they block. And I think a lot of things with eBay is that they have a automated system. Somebody puts a claim or something going on and it just automatically plugs in. So you definitely most of the time have to reach out to eBay and they're like, oh yeah, my bad. Because there's so much stuff. You think about it, there's so much stuff when it comes to eBay. Their site has so much things inside there to discover. Tommy, the Tommy Bernard podcast, like he brings up stuff. Then I'm like, how long has that been there? That's such a simple yet unique thing that's valuable to use, like glitches and things coming up. And it's just like, I need to also learn about that too.
Yeah, I learned a lot from Tommy. I know he says he's not trying to teach anybody anything, but just by watching his podcast, him and Tracy, I pick up things. So
Yeah, I've been fiending for their channel. I've been seeing them more and more in lives, and I gotta tell them every time, like, I'm missing your lives. And
yeah,
I know I'm not
yeah,
the only one. Like, I'm over here,
you're
like,
not the only one. Hmm.
come back, Jimmy. What's up,
What's
Jimmy,
up,
my
Jimmy?
friend? Oh, thanks, Jimmy, for popping in because I'm gonna open up some packages. This one's from Cernok. I don't think he's in here. He might be on Whatnot, and with Whatnot, I recently applied for it like a week ago. I haven't made the video, which is super easy to do. I do want to be a little bit more creative. Um, Nothing crazy, but I ended up getting some stuff from Cernok and from Ben. And this is one of the shirts. I paid up what I would have got it for on eBay. I just thought it was really cool. Got this Led Zeppelin tie-dye shirt. I think I paid
Nice.
like 21 bucks for it, and it being my first purchase, I think shipping was $1. So I'm not sure if that goes along with like your first buys or exactly your first purchase. But I thought this was pretty cool, and I was like, I don't have any like band tees or anything. It's not vintage, but even these newer type ones um, sell for around 20, 25 bucks. I paid 21 for it. But the one that got me more than anything was this tree gnome from Cernok as well.
Oh, cool.
It
Yeah,
just
that's
looks so
nice.
creepy. It reminds me of like how I used to draw as a kid with pencil and rub my finger on there to make these like little gradient fadings. And it does have like a tie-dye thing to it too. And this is from the mountain, dyed and printed in the USA, 100% cotton. That's one thing I saw. 100% USA cotton, made in Honduras. So I'm seeing a lot more stuff like that too. Made in China, but put together in Italy. There's crazy stuff out there. But what I liked about this by looking at it, you have to be a skilled screen printer to get this 3D look. There's definitely a process to it, and that's what I appreciated it more out of anything. And I got this for I think like $4. Like this is a score,
Nice.
and I believe this is vintage. But I thought that was pretty cool. And I usually don't rock things like that, but I thought it was pretty cool. And printing T-shirts and being in that field for since 2011, like I've been drawn to things, and I'm like, I'm gonna get that. We got in there. Wrapping up some items. I did see that Jen's earlier is shipping items being
It was a
tipsy.
big conflict.
So it's gonna take me a little bit. What's up, John?
What's
Down
up,
with the big
John?
flex.
That's my buddy John. He was in
Yeah.
a couple of my videos. He does eBay as well. He's the Dust Hustle. So, and he got a TikTok. He don't have a YouTube. So, but what's up, John?
Yeah, at least he's out there. There's a lot of people. I met a lot of people in digital media classes saying they didn't want any social media apps. And I was like, why? And they're like, because of some stupid reasons. I'm like, but you're in digital media. They're like, yeah, but I don't believe in the apps. And I'm like, but you could showcase your artwork. They're like, no, I'm only going to do it here. And I'm like, okay, you do you, boo.
Yeah.
We got on here. I think I'm way behind. Been thinking about you, Sonny. What's up, Lauren? I think about me too. I'm like, you're nuts, Sonny. But I'm enjoying myself. Y'all definitely do make make it a lot better to just not think about it so much. What's up, Walker? But just keeping my fingers crossed. Cernock always has great clothes. He does, and this is one thing I'll tell you about. Have you been on Whatnot, Dan?
So me with Whatnot,
Spill the beans.
I'm kind of kicking myself. So a friend of mine, he told me to get on Whatnot like so long ago, like back in April. He him they run like their name's Maz Comics on there. So they've been on there selling Funkos for like a long time. So I used to pop in, and the kid messaged me back like way back when, and he was like, "Yeah," he was like, "Just apply to." I'm see, I'm not like a live auction, like that's just not. I feel like I wouldn't be good at it. So I never like I have the account and everything, but I never actually applied to get on there. He is always Cernock maybe he is
Yeah,
always on Whatnot,
he's always on
but
Whatnot. I got a story for that
so
too.
so I'm like a little salty, like I didn't apply back when he told me to, like before it even like took off, I guess. But I have the account.
So I applied for, like I said, I need to make the video, and regardless, I just need to make the video. Maybe that's the only thing that's some people are taking a little while longer, but that's one thing I probably need to do. But what I would say with Cernot, what was funny recently, looking at people, you don't have to be on Whatnot to be a buyer, but it's good to study it if you want to be a seller. For instance, I want to know how it is when I receive something, like, when as a buyer, what do I got to pay for? And it's so easy. Once you put your bank information, ATM type stuff, you buy something, done. There's nothing else to follow up on, which actually there is. So I need to go back with Ben's big thrift and flips account on Whatnot and say like it's arrived, things like that.
Okay.
Cernock ended up sending me two T-shirts and the same package, right? So one of them, as I did it, I'm saying it arrived, and then the other one didn't give me the option. So I messaged Whatnot saying, "Hey, I actually received this. I want to let them know that everything's good." I didn't say that it was in the same package, you know. And within an hour, they're like, "Thank you," and updated it, delivered. So that's one
Nice.
thing as a buyer and also a seller to take in consideration of like how you're shipping stuff. But again, the first t-shirt was $1. If he was to do that separately, and the second shirt I bought was like maybe $5. Like it makes sense to put it together. And if anything, I would message the customer and say, "Hey, it's actually one package. I know if you got this one, you got the other one, but how does Whatnot see it at the same time?" But
Yeah.
either way, it worked out. I'm glad to see the update within an hour, and I thought that was pretty fast, and that tells me that on their end they're doing their best to be on top of things.
But like those guys, Mass Comics, like they have a like a storefront,
What's up, Mo?
like by like King of Prussia, like a little bit out of Philly area. They have a storefront, and like he he crushes it on Whatnot, like way better than probably the storefront, the traffic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
What's up, Mo?
what's up,
I
Mo?
like Mo. Mo's another person with good vibes. That's the person I have highlighted right here. Super good vibes. Let me see. Good thing about these live chats is connecting and learning so much, and also just the people like aspect of just, hey, these are people to have conversations that's going on, rather than you being in your house. Like, sure, I could have conversations with my wife, but if I'm not talking to anybody else, I'm gonna start repeating myself. And when I talk about things on here, my wife is getting familiar with the names that she may not know what the username profile picture is. But the username, I take that back. The username, she's like, "Oh, okay." And usually I tell them the first name. And it's funny to talk to somebody like, "Hey, I met like I was talking to Big Thrift Philly, and Dan said this," and she's like, "Who's Big Thrift Philly? Who's that?" "Oh, it's the same person." "Well, why don't you just
Yes.
say one thing?" And it's just funny, like it makes you realize like, oh, if I'm saying this later, I need to try to clean it up, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know, like if like do people like should you call them by their first name or the user? Like to me, like I don't, it don't really matter to me. But like I like calling people by their like username. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know if there's like a right or a wrong like way to do it, but
I think if somebody recognizes you, especially coming in for the first or second time, I think on the viewers end, like somebody coming into our live, like I think that's good just to, hey, they're there. Hi, hello, you know. Saver first, got her here, and then we got Hyphy Gold.
yeah,
And Hyphy Gold is one I haven't talked to you personally, other than like a comment that I left, and I want to make a video about of how people feel about what sold videos, do they like them or not? And it's a little different type of Q&A type video than I've seen other people put out. Usually the Q&As are like, I'm going to ask you a question or questions, and then everybody comes in and then you make another one. So I think if y'all haven't been taking advantage of the community tab, I think it's a good way to get questions out there or post what's going on. Especially like Instagram stories get a lot more attention than what the posts do for most of the time. But with Hyphy Go Topher over here, I've been seeing things on YouTube that Topher has been out of about, like not just in his own channel, but other people inviting him and him sharing his insight. And I'm like, oh, that's intriguing. It's just the way people talk that you're like, okay, I could listen to this person. He knows what he's talking about. And then when you
yeah.
look at his video, you're like, he definitely knows what he's talking about and he knows what he's looking at. And of course, we're all learning along the way. But I find it intriguing and it's kind of fun when I see people outside of their channel, with other people. I enjoy that. I like the growth. And as for you, Dan, with growth, how are you? Are you wanting to grow on YouTube, the channel, or
Um,
what? What? How do you see that? Because people are different. I want to grow it, but at the same time, I just focus on enjoying it more than anything.
yeah, I'm like kind of in between. Like, you know,
What's
I
up,
think it'll
Luis?
grow. What's up, Luis? Um, I think it'll grow, but really, it's like the same as eBay. Like, you gotta put the work in. I had a good. I feel like I did a good job last month, like on YouTube. Like, I think I might have averaged out to like one video a week. Like I'm not like that's probably about all I would want to do is like one a week, if that. Like, but like I guess if I grow, I grow. If not, like I'm not going to be sad about it, cry about it. But I'm trying to put a little bit of work in. But at the same time, like I want to do better on eBay. Like I would rather like put like a lot more work into eBay and grow that than the YouTube, if that makes sense. I
Yeah,
don't know. I have fun doing the YouTube though. You know what I mean? But I just gotta figure it out. I don't know.
yeah.
So
I've been figuring it out and still figuring it out on like I know I want to grow it, but I knew, as I've said in other videos and other people's live chat when they asked me about YouTube, like I knew when I came back I wasn't gonna stop because I don't think about myself. I think about others. And the first time I got away from it, I felt like I abandoned people. When people were like, "Hey, I'm liking this guy, I'm gonna follow," and other people are saying, "Subscribe to Sunny," and I had a different username, Sunny Hustles, and some other things, trying to figure that out as well. Until recently, it's like, okay, Sunny Las Vegas. Like
I
to
don't
me,
even
that
think
makes sense.
yeah, I don't even think I was around like for your first time. I don't even think I was in the reselling or anything like that. When did you stop? Do you remember when you stopped or the first time?
Yeah, well, it's because I got promoted at the Win. I was working at the only 5-star hotel and resort, casino resort hotel place here in Vegas, and I got promoted to an arms team. And there's quite a bit of stuff that goes on. I just didn't want to feel overwhelmed, and like I don't regret it. I just felt like okay, I'm comfortable there. And then I was meeting people in that group. We're hanging out, so it's just like but at the same time, I never got away from YouTube entirely because I would go into people's live chat and listen to them
Okay.
when I was at work. I
Yeah.
just couldn't comment, but I'll leave like the little hand emoji like I usually do. Hi, hello. People are recognized, and I stayed in the community and supported it. I never abandoned it. I just stopped on my end sharing content, and
Yeah,
that's
I
one thing
gotcha.
now. It's like I'm not, but I know I could do more, and I have no excuse why I can't do videos. I'm just not doing it. I guess it could be called laziness, which it is when it comes down to it.
That's a big part of my problem. So
Yeah. So are you on Twitter as well? Any of y'all on Twitter on here in the chat?
I'm on Twitter, but I don't really go on like that. Uh, Twitter's could be wild, man. Like people are nuts on there. To be honest with you, I see some crazy stuff on there, but um, yeah, it's not. Mine's isn't like Big for Philly branded or whatever. All the Philly seller is going to be a
All the
Philly.
Philly sellers gonna be Philly A, Philly B, Philly C, etc., etc. Yeah, there's a lot of Philly people, and I think was it Philly Picker, Philly Flipper. Yeah, both of them, Joe and Paul. For like months, I was confused. I would always call the other one the wrong name, even though I knew it and I saw it. It was just like I would still say the wrong name.
Yeah, it was funny though. Like I don't know. Did I ever tell you about that with Joe the Philly picker? So like I said, I was watching the Cincinnati picker like crazy during the pandemic, and that's what got me fired up and thinking like, oh, I could go into thrift stores or I never did any estate sales yet, but I definitely want to do that and more like garage sales. But I was like, oh, I was like, I'm about to become this reseller. You know what? I'm going to be the Philly picker and this and that. So I ran over to YouTube real quick and I typed it in. I was like, oh, damn, somebody's already got the name. And that's how I found Joe. Yeah, that's how I found Joe and started talking to Joe. And I love Joe's channel a lot. But then that's how I found everybody else was through Joe, his live show that they used to do with Dan and Mike. And then I found Tommy and just kind of started spreading out. But it was just funny. I was like so hype. I was like, I'll be the Philly picker. Yeah, let's go. And then I looked and it was already taken. So
Yeah, I ended up switching mine. Like I had Sunny Las Vegas on the Instagram, and then as soon as that I got off of it, I tried to redo it. I thought it was just like the title name, not the username. Like there's a difference, I guess.
mm-hmm.
And when I did it, it was like, oh, this thing is taken. This username is taken. I was like, oh, maybe it needs a second for me to catch up on it. So I looked and then I was like, it's not working. So I went into the search tablet parts section and somebody else had scooped it up. And I'm like, hell no. Like they must have been waiting, and it kind of like the eBay reseller or buyers. You post something 5 minutes later, they buy it, and you're like, how do you find it so fast? And I
Yeah.
want to know, not like, how did you buy it so fast? Thank you for buying it so fast. But it's just like, what do I got to do to make sales like that be more often that fast? AR Edwards right here. He is like nonstop 24/7 Twitter, especially with gas and stock market.
The
And I just
stocks.
look
Yeah.
at him.
AR's the man.
And Tim from over the years is a lot more on it too that I'm seeing. And I see his stuff. And one thing that this is reminding me of, so Elon Musk, for y'all don't know, actually challenged Putin to hands-on, right? So first thing I wanted to do is like, what is the age difference? I think Elon Musk is like maybe 40 something, maybe 50, I don't know. But Putin's like 69 years old. And I was like, okay, shouldn't judge a book by its cover, especially an older man. So supposedly Putin has like sambo, jujitsu, and some other stuff. And I looked at Elon Musk and it didn't have any like background of like having hands on. And I'm like, I may just pick Putin just in case.
Yeah. I'm surprised one of the Paul brothers didn't challenge Putin or to a fight or something. They're always trying to. They're always
Because they're
trying to
after
step.
McGregor right now, but they're too big for McGregor. Like
That's
he's
I
bulked
know.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's bulked up, but he's not that big to be fighting the Logans.
Yeah. They're big as shit. They're
Really,
big
people are
as
proud.
big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up, Doc? Do
What's up, Doc? Doc's funny. I see him in live in other people's lives. I see him in Shay's live a lot. MD Picker, and he says some funny stuff, man. I'd be cracking up at some of his comments.
people, including myself, talk nonsense sometimes in chats.
Oh, I love. Yeah, I
It's,
love it.
it's fun.
But I find
Yeah.
myself like starting to type something. I'm like, ah, should I really say that? Like, let
Did
me
Did
hit
you
the
see
delete button.
Doc Diggle's video on Instagram?
Uh, I don't
Or
know.
do you
I'm
follow
not
him on
sure.
Instagram?
I'm
So
not.
Doc
I'm not
Diggle
too
has
sure. I have to check it out.
he has an Instagram, and this M&M in a package, right? And it's holding up something over his head, and then he's like a little plush dog, talking. But you got to hear it because he was like, "Hey, man, like I'm worth this much, and I've been out here for a while listed. Like my arms are getting tired." He's just because he's holding his stuff up, and I'm just cracking up. Like that's how I think when I
Yeah.
see stuff, especially characters. I love characters, little chubby characters as well. So the M&Ms are right there in my area. What's up, Yard So and Dreams? Thank you for following me on Instagram. I think that was like a day
Hello.
or two. I will follow everybody back soon. I just past 2 days I've kind of been in and out of things. What do you say? Dan just wants to become millionaire someday. Who doesn't want to be a millionaire?
Yeah.
But
I'm
I would
hoping
say,
Elon could throw me a couple bucks.
yeah.
I'll take the easy way. Elon, if you're listening, buddy, just throw me a couple dollars, pal.
Oh, I think with that, it's now Ilana Musk. I think he changed his name.
Whatever your name is, buddy, just throw me a couple dollars, please. Nah. But yeah,
What's up,
someday.
Mike?
I think I can someday.
Yeah, I
But
think he changed his name to Ilana Musk because I think somebody was talking crap about him, like he was a girl or something. He was just like, okay, so he changed his name to Ilana Musk, and I thought that was hilarious. How you could go along with stuff like that, like, oh, you think I'm gonna get butthurt? Like, okay, like,
yeah, yeah, he don't care. He's got.
easy.
What's up,
You
Misha?
just you just buy his name back if anything. Murray for yeah, I am getting a lot better. So this comment goes along with how I was in the company I was working for. The when as a bike unit, we used to go in these sub levels to get shortcuts through the property, and I would be in and out in live chats, and I would be behind. People were like, "Hey, you need to fast forward," and I was like, "Oh, it's because it glitched, like this dead spot."
Underground or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and
Funny.
Marie was like one of the very few that would were like, "Hey, are you underground today?" And I'm like, "Actually, I am," and that made me realize like, "Oh, let me push this little bar across to catch up."
Yeah, I guess what I'm really big with that too. Like, I'll uh, I'll just like click out real quick or something to do something, and then when I pop back in, I'm just listening, and then I look and it's like, oh, you're 5 minutes behind, and I hate when like I make a comment, like you know what I mean, like when everyone knows, like, oh, dude, you're like 7 minutes behind, like what are you doing? But things come up, and you gotta pop in and out. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Everybody, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. Tell your grandma, your neighbors, best friends, cousin, neighbors, whoever's about me. Hit the thumbs up, especially for my dude Dan right here. And if you're not following him, it's easy to follow along with him. Same name on Instagram and Twitter, even though not Twitter, TikTok. He
TikTok,
hasn't
yeah,
put
I
out that
gotta I
much.
gotta feel it out a little bit.
Yeah. He
I think I
hasn't put
put
out
like
that
two
much, but I
things.
checked on you
Yeah.
the other day. Be like probably like a week ago. I was like, I know he was on there. Let me check. Because your friend got on there and I think he encouraged you to get on, right?
Yeah, well, I was actually piping my buddy John to do something because
Hmm.
he's a funny guy too. We thrift together. We were going like every Monday, but he just did a couple of bigger deals and he's trying to square everything away. So past couple Mondays we haven't went because we both are free on the Mondays. But he's a funny dude, and I said, John, you gotta put yourself out there, buddy. Like, so he made the TikTok, and yeah, John's a really good dude,
Nice.
and people would like him. He's funny guy.
So for my 2 cents, if you're a reseller, focus on your business first more than YouTube. You'll earn more bread. I noticed some of the prominent tubers really not making that dough. YouTube will pick up on its own. And I agree. And
Yeah,
that's
I agree
why
with
I
that as
need to
well.
get back to my what sold videos and thrift videos. I just haven't. I know the pros to it. I don't know. Just something about me where it's just that stubborn side. Like I'll just do this and this reselling and listing. But I need to get a YouTube, especially if I want to keep using this as a platform to help bring people on that enjoy me enough to say, "Hey, I'll go on your chat," like Dan and the many others that have come on. That I could use it more and more for them as well, which is what I want to do. It's never been about myself. I just want to share. I just I don't like how hard I've had it, and I don't want other people to have it hard. Not that people are saying they have it hard. I just that's always in the back of my head. How can I make it easier for other people? if they want it. If not, it's just still enjoyable either way.
So true to it. Yep.
Putin swims and works out daily per his ex-advisors, I heard. Yeah, and there's also articles that some of his merits are fraud, but I'm like, coming from that area, I think growing up any tough environment, like you naturally grow up strong anyways. But I don't know, I'm 50-50 on those two. That's one of those, like when MTV came out, the celebrity matches when it was like little clay figures and they would fight each other and
Yeah.
rip their heads off. Those were so wild back in the day. Like you could get away with murder back in the day on MTV. Nowadays, like everything's so sensitive.
Yeah, you can't do much.
Yeah.
Thousandaire first. Yeah, I feel you, Mo. I feel you on that, buddy.
Thousandaire. So if it's like 3,000, I'm there. But after end of the month, I'm going to New Orleans, so I'm going to end up going back to like a few dollars because I got to catch up on reselling and stuff. And then after that, I'm going to Texas. So right now, I'm currently a thousandaire, but not like double digits. It's getting close. I was there, but then I like told my wife, "Hey, hold on to this 10,000." And ever since then, she has not let me see it. So good for her. She's saving it for me. What's up, Greg? I haven't seen you in a while. Buyer's criteria: the program snipes is automatically and either buys is until the buyer can review and double check it when he wants. Sup, Derek and Jasmine? Hope you are doing well. Appreciate y'all coming in. Well, easy lottery ticket. I've been wanting to buy lottery tickets. Does Philly have lotto tickets?
Yeah, there's a lot of degenerates in Philly. We got lottery tickets here.
Then
You
Vegas,
see
I
the
thought
guy?
Vegas would have more than enough to have some, but they don't.
What the heck is this? Something popped up. My bad. Am I still here? Yeah, I'm still here. Yeah, we got the guys that go to the lottery stands and buy books and books of lottery tickets, and
What's up,
them.
Shay? Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it.
What's up, Shay?
Yeah, Shay was also checking up on me too. I appreciate you guys and ladies. I say that, you guys and ladies, but I mean ladies as well.
Well,
I've been to
that
Panama,
guys
Texas.
means both, right? Like,
what's that?
Doesn't that mean like for both or no? Like when you say you
Yes,
guys?
but I used to be an equal opportunity advisor back in Hawaii for a company. And that's one of the first things I've learned is that if you say guys, not everybody's a guy. And it's not like this is before all of I'm not a he or a her, I'm a they, I'm a them. This was like if you address people guys, some people are not raised that way or taught that way, and
Yeah.
to generalize. And I thought about this today actually. Like I was in the store and somebody was like, "Hey, hi guys, how's everybody doing?" And it feels like, what if somebody was like, "Hi ladies," what if a guy just
Yeah.
said, "Hi ladies,"
I have a
and they're
bad
not
habit
guys?
saying,
Like they're all guys. It's like, what are you doing? You want to start a fight? People's butt get hurt, and it was like, it's just little things like that pop in my head.
like in my videos, I say, "All right, guys," like, but when I'm saying that, I'm really talking about like anybody that's,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I know it's
it's not intentional, and it's just to like a blanket greeting. AM Picker, how's it going? Essex Chris, we're 40 miles from civilization camp. Never seen stars like that before. I love every second of it. Where I live at, it's pretty good because it's right on the city limits, so we don't get a lot of the city lights reflecting up and ruining the sky for me. So every once in a while, when I stay up long enough, I see falling stars. People get Misha. So you're saying you're doing pretty good with your videos, about one per week. Is that something you want to get back to or have a scheduled routine?
so I'm bad with like schedules, man. Like even like with the videos, like I'll just throw one up, like it'll be like 11:45 at night, and I'm just like, all right, I finished editing the vid. Like I can't wait to post it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I really need a schedule for that too. But I don't want to, in case like I don't I don't know. Like I don't want to say like I'm gonna post a video every Monday just in case I don't do that. You know what I mean? But like I'd just be happy like within the month to get 4 up, like kind of once a week if possible. If it drags over a little bit or whatever. But yeah, I gotta. Is anybody else like that? Like I can't. Like I as soon as I get done editing, I'm like, I gotta throw this up, and then I'm like, oh, but it's 11:45. But then at the same time, I'm like, I only have like 100 and something subscribers. Like, does it really matter what time I post it? You know what I mean? I
I
don't know if
think
it does or it doesn't.
to me, I think it does matter that you share content, because when people discover you, it's like, I want to know more of you, and especially when other people like myself and maybe you say it, in live chats, like, or think of it, hey, go look at their playlist. If you have like 3 videos, they catch up, that's it, then they're already caught up. But when people discover you, whether like me, that I've been on for like 3 years, even though I was off for a year or so, people go back and find you. And Kristen was one, the real squirrel, that was messaged me saying, "Hey, one of your sticker videos, like this is not even reselling; it was just sticker videos of me. Literally had these stickers that I think I won on one of the apps when all these stickers were coming out on Instagram, and this company sent me like hundreds of stickers, and that pushed it out to her, and it's content to have, and it's also like the new age of photo albums. Now you could have photo albums, but now you could have people like, hey, that's how my dad talked, or my cousin, or my friend. Oh, I said that. Like, these are actual audio visual things that people could use, and it's not, oh, he sounded amazing and his voice, or he moved this way, like this is how he was. Now you get to sit down and be like, hey, here is this person. you know like, I think it's the new age of photo albums, just a vlogging type aspect.
Yeah, I got to figure. Like I've been wanting to make like a what sold video, but I made I think maybe one before, but I want to find like the right way to do it. Like you know what I mean? Like how I want to do it. Like I want it because I don't want it to just be like everybody else's. I want to find like the right way I want to do it, if that makes sense.
Mm.
Because I enjoy what solds. I enjoy watching them. It's honestly one of my favorite things to watch are the what solds. And like I was shocked that like people don't like what solds, like,
Well, that's
but
that's kind of why I want to make the
or
video that I
some
was talking
people
about
don't or
earlier.
whatever. But
you
I
know
hear people don't like them. But to me, like you're seeing what other people are selling, like so then now like I've memorized some brands just from other people's videos. Like, oh, I'll be in the store and I'll be like, oh, so and so just sold one of them or something like that. So I enjoy them, and I've been wanting to make like one, but make it like to how I want to make it. I don't know if that makes sense, but
Yeah. No, it makes sense. Well, I took time off of YouTube. I worked on improving my editing process and reduced time to edit. It helps me so much. So with you, Dan, what do you use to record yourself? Your phone?
it's
A
a
camera?
little bit of both. So I have, well, it's not even mine; it's my son's. My son's GoPro. He has a GoPro. An older one though, maybe like a 7 silver or something like
Mm.
that. I use that when I can. If it's not charged or whatever, then I'll just use the phone. I have like an iPhone 11, I think, iPhone 11. So I'll use either or. And um, I like using the GoPro though. I just recently started wearing it on like my hoodie. I got to find like I don't know, a better method, but I just kind of clip it right here. The past few videos, and I like it like that because when I first started, and I would just kind of hold either the GoPro or the phone. I feel like I couldn't focus on the actual sourcing and thrifting. Like I'd be too worried about like getting like the right angle, this and that.
Yeah.
Like if it's just on me, now I got both hands. You know what I mean. I'm
Mm.
all over, bam, 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 up, blah, blah, blah. So, but
It is easier when you have a camera mounted and you get to look up items rather than record on your phone
exactly.
and then you got to stop it and do whatever you do afterwards. So from your GoPro or your phone, what do you edit on a computer and what program?
So I do computer and I do for right now iMovie.
I know.
Like I'm a photographer. I know how to use Photoshop and I know how to edit on there. So I do want to get into try and Premiere out because I think some of the stuff will carry over. But I never really had any experience editing video. And but you know what's even worse than that? Like I was telling you when I first got on, I'm like, how do I sound? Like I don't know zip about audio, and that's like a big part of the problem as well. I gotta figure out the audio side of things too.
There's several channels to where you could learn from, but it's just like anything else. Jump on YouTube and just listen in on live chats, ask questions directly. This is what I
Hmm.
have. What do you recommend? And I think financially, when things start coming in, that it's paying off, then you upgrade, to
Hmm.
afford to. And for me, that's one thing I've always used eBay for since I got into it is using eBay to buy my thermal printer, to buy like a GoPro. Like I
Hmm.
haven't been like, okay, I got this money from my paycheck when I was working for a company. I could use this. I was like, I'm going to use eBay. And that's kind of the things that helped me challenge myself to buy these things rather than I'm just going to take it out of my pocket. You know,
Yeah,
I'd rather work for it than it'll be easier, you know, on that end.
I eventually do want to upgrade the GoPro though to one of the. Do you use a GoPro as well, or
Yeah, I actually have it right. I was using it today, and I was gonna use a chest mount. I just feel weird, like I'm a little pudgy, so when I put it on the chest mount, it feels like I'm wearing a bra, like
that's
picking
why I
my
don't wear. Yeah, that's
it's picking my
that's why I
moves
don't
up.
wear one.
Yeah, it's picking my moves up, and I'm just like it's not comfortable. And I have one that's like a shoulder one where it goes around, but it always feels like it's gonna slide off. So that's one thing for the gym that I've been working on my shoulders to where it just
Get them
stays right
husky
there.
shoulders up so
Yeah,
that to keep it in place.
try to look
But yeah,
buff.
I bought on Amazon just like it was a little clip thing, like a little plastic clip, and that's what I've been using. And sometimes I'll just hold it too, like. But I like it better when it's on me because then, like you said, it's all hands on deck. We could
Mm.
you know
It's just
get
so
it
much
going.
more convenient. Yeah. And then when you edit in iMovie, around how long does it take you
Like
on average?
yeah, I don't know like 100% like because I'll do a little bit, stop, and I'll keep going back into it. But I definitely feel like I'm getting quicker. Um, how but I might spend like a whole hour or two like popping in and out little because I'll be honest with you, I'll rewatch like the whole entire video like a few times just to make sure because it's very easy to and you see it in like other people's videos, but it's easy to um like have like the same clip like kind of pop up to what like you know what I mean
I've
just
done
like
that.
little
Guilty.
like yeah so like I try my best to like and I think I do it almost to like a fault where I'm like I'll watch the completed video like four times in a row just to make sure like not if that makes sense but
Yeah.
yeah
I still find my
so
hiccups even after filtering and
yeah
screening everything and catching stuff. I still end up missing stuff. So,
for
but
sure yeah and I get mad when like I do too like I'll be like oh how didn't I notice that or something but like I think way too hard about it too like even like as far as like background noise like if I hear like if there like a car's going by when I'm recording or something, it like bugs me a little bit, and then I'm like trying to like, oh, should I use that clip or should I change it or something? You know what I mean? So like I think way too hard about the editing process when I'll I'll speed it up and I'll get kind of like Jimmy said he put the work in to cut his time down. So
yeah,
I'll get there.
it gets easier the more you record yourself and you start to like come in sync with how you record to where when you throw it on a computer per se, it just meshes together rather than you're trying to think too much into how you're going to edit or what are you going to say to make it for a video. Like I just find myself to relax. And if I mess up, I share it too. If I stumble or stutter, like I share it because it's like, why am I trying to sound perfect? I'm not by all means.
Yeah,
And people don't really judge you on that. They're not like, oh, you said this funny, which I have said on Shays and Paul, like, decor, decor, like I
the
always say
core.
that, but
Yeah,
that's something I could laugh at myself. But other than that, that's like me on a live, and people were like, "How'd you say that?" And it's like those are your friends. It's
Yeah,
not like a stranger. And like that'll be different. They'll just get an automatic block.
yeah, I definitely say things weird. I don't care. The thing is, I am who I am. So you
Yeah,
like me or you don't. I,
yeah.
I try to like everybody. You know what I mean?
Well, I enjoy you.
I appreciate
Edward
it.
said, I use phone. GoPro seems to be a good combination. Shay says, need to make a sports bra version of a chest mount. See, and there's a market. I haven't seen one
Yeah,
like that. I've I've seen some hats where you mount it here, but to me, that's just like knowing that is right there and it's sitting on your hat. Like maybe I might try it, or maybe I'll just make my own version. But still, you're walking around with the camera on your head right here. But it would be the same thing of it on your chest. Maybe that'll be easier. I'll give it a try.
I'll have to say this too. Like the first time I wore, like for the longest time, I was like super worried. Like, oh, they're gonna see the camera. Like, you know what I mean? But like after that first time, like I really don't care. Like I have interaction with the store employees. Like I don't, you know what I mean? Like it don't really bother me. Like, but I was so worried. Like I would try to like secretly record with the phone. Like, oh, I don't want them to know I'm recording. But like I could care less now. Like it's crazy. But it's funny. Like I think back to when I first started reselling. You know, I'd be in the Goodwill and I would be like actually like afraid to look up comps, bro. I'm like, oh, there's an employee
I
coming
was
over. They're gonna see me look.
guilty.
Yo, it's crazy. And then I don't care. Like I look them up. I don't like. I guess if I would go to like garage sales, I would try to be a little more like just like more out of like a respect thing than I don't want them. But well, I got to start going to more garage sales to have to worry about that. But it was just funny. Like I think back and I'm like. I'd be like sweating. It'd be the summertime, and I'm like, oh my god, employees coming. Like they don't care. They just want to sell. They just want to sell it. Like so.
Yeah. I was so two stories. When I first started reselling, like the very beginning, I was working at a post office, USPS out in Henderson. And one day I show up at the time I was supposed to, and they said, "Hey, you don't need to come in until 9." And I'm like, "It's already 4 in the morning," you know? And they're like, "Oh, sorry, you should have checked the schedule." I was like, "I did. I took a picture of it before I left." They're like, "Well, oh, that you must have left right in time when they changed it." I'm like, "Come on, man." So I was like, "What can I do?" So a little bit of time passed by, and I show back up at 9, and they're like, "Oh no, we don't need you to 11." And right off the bat, I was like, "Wait, I think there's a community yard sale that I saw." So I ended up going to community yard sale, and I was on my phone, like I was looking at items, and I was trying to remember what they were and saying it to myself, and then I'd run back into the car and I'll look it up, and then I'll go run back, and then I was like, "Wait, that's not what I put in my phone." So then I'll run back to the phone or to the car, and it was just like, this feels so retarded. And then the second time, like I could remember, was several months ago. And this is why I like the community tab, because Primetime Treasure John was in there and he was talking about things like that. Or in his video, actually, like how do you deal with, going through aisles? Because I had said, like, I hate going through a women's side because I get looked at funny. Now that I'm growing my hair out, they're kind of like, oh, he's one of us. Like she just has a little facial hair. So I go in there and I'm like, why am I so scared to deal with the women's section, even though people are looking at me funny? And I said, I go in through there now. And John replied back saying, what made you get over, like the looks? And I said, well, I just looked at how it was. Like, I went to Iraq 2 times, like in the worst places.
Yeah.
Like, why am I afraid of this? Like, I just laughed at myself. And that's really what I said. And he was just like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like people just have these, I wouldn't say insecurities. You don't want to hear things from people, especially the opposite sex and things that happen. And then you start to realize, like, why am I afraid to go through like the women's section?
Yeah.
But that's
I
my
think
two little
I think I tell myself like, oh, if anybody wonders, maybe I'm just looking for something for my girl or something. You know what I mean? Like, I guess that's what I would tell myself. But yeah, I don't care. Like, even I'm to the point now where like I got little business cards made up, and I'm trying to like network with the Goodwill employees themselves. Like the one lady was like, she seen me picking up some kind of it was like a GameCube game. And she's like, yeah, I have one I've been meaning to dig out and sell. Bam, pop the card out. I was like, or no, not even sell. She was like thinking about donating. Oh, I said, well, I said, Miss, before you donate, here's my card. You know, I was like telling her what I do, and I was like, I'll give you money for it. You know what I mean? So I haven't heard back from her. So I mean, but I talk to her when I go to the stores and all, but like she never said anything about the GameCube. So, but it was worth a shot, you know.
Yeah, that was fun. Jimmy, you sold out of your hat. Still looked at that it's sold anymore. Thanks for bringing that up too, Jimmy. Wait, what this one's from? Yeah, this is it. So I have Jimmy's hat made. I just need to ship it off. It's one of those things like we were talking about listing earlier, to where it's like I know I need to do it, I just haven't. And I went to the post office and dropped off some orders. But, so this is what Jimmy's box is. Oh, this is a customized box too.
Yep, mine's was packaged the same way.
As resellers, we definitely do good at bettering the world by recycling stuff. He put thanks Sunny THX. Old School Flips has a card, and then he has his phone number right here, right there. If y'all didn't see it, too bad. And then here's the opposite side. This is pretty cool. Look at this. Got front and back. I don't know if he wants to share that number, but I got his number. Don't be jealous, people. But this is his hat right here. And what I like about it is it's really clean. Like this is really clean. I've gone to people and had some stuff embroidered when I had a clothing brand, and it was crap. And this is just by looking at it when he was wearing it on his channel. I was like, man, that's clean. And this fits perfectly on me. I don't have to change the buttons. It fits with my hair too. It's Jimmy's hat.
Yeah.
It's clean. Gonna be rocking.
Nice quality hat. I wish I would have known. I would have. Mine's is downstairs there. I would have went. You know, I would have threw mine on.
You got Jimmy's hat?
Yeah, I picked one up. I think last week.
Yeah, he had 14, like 2 or whenever we had our live. I brought him on.
Guess what? I bought it on your live. I bought it. I bought his hat. Yeah,
that's how I roll. What's up, Doyle? Back again. Get the looks all the time. I'm there to find deals and make money, meet a couple of other local resellers that way too. Yeah, I've seen quite a bit of like, you could tell for the most part other resellers, but here in Vegas, people tend to be to themselves, you know. And then there's some where you're just like, I wish you wouldn't talk to me. It's kind of creepy. But those usually aren't resellers. They're just regular old folks. I have way more on them. Should have them in 10 days. There you go. He's restocking. That's what's up. Sold out. Looking for sports bras. Hey, I've been trying to look for their sports bras. They're good money. I just haven't found any. Especially ones that fit me, I think. Clean, perfect word. Yeah. With merch, now that we're talking about it, Dan, are you looking at like starting some merch of your own, like designs, or
not just quite yet. Maybe I'll get to that point. My fiance actually made me. I actually do have like little hat. She made me. She has the cricket or whatever it's called.
Yeah, I do too.
She kind of So she hooked me up with a hat. I got an orange hat, and then she's gonna make me a black one, and then maybe like a T-shirt, just with like my logo. But like my logo is basic. I gotta kind of upgrade it, but so that's all I have right now. But I wear the hat like every day. I love it. So we're still learning how to use the thing too. We haven't. We're not like no pros at the cricket or anything.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, when it comes to designs, and me being a graphic designer, and the T-shirts I've made for people, custom designs, whatever have you, simple goes a long way. Like, and simple doesn't mean that it's crappy or cheesy. Like, simple could be unique. You know, it's just, and that's how you brand yourself. Tell your truth, and it doesn't have to be for sale. It could be for yourself, and that's pretty cool that you already got somebody that's made something with you and for you.
Yeah.
And this hat I ended up getting from Ben, Thrift and Flip. So I do want to get back to, did I get 2 hats? So the thing about Whatnot, right? You could score some really good stuff, especially other like whatnot resellers that are out there that are just starting out because their crowds aren't there yet. So you could take
They got
advantage
to
of
build
like
up the following. Yeah, yeah,
really good
over there.
stores. You're not only supporting them if they're saying something's like 99 cents and that's what they're starting at, that's what you buy it for. That's a deal, But like I bought the shirt from Cernock, like I saw it and I was just like, I don't have one like that, and I think that'd be pretty cool to have, and I paid for it. So either way, whether they're a reseller and you or not, like you could find some really good deals. And some of the stuff Ben had, I was just like, man, that looks clean. I want it. Like it looks something similar to me.
That the big boy
This
hat.
was one I wanted for just to have here display is like this vintage old school
Yeah, that's
big boy
fire.
forever. Yeah, one of the employee serving hats, I guess. And this sucker's clean, little loose
Yeah, that's
threads,
fire.
but it's from Designer Award Fits All. It's kind of like the old school carpenter hats, but it's for the serving ones. I just thought this was cool.
Yeah, you bought that off them on Whatnot, or
Yeah, on
you got a
whatnot.
Whatnot? Nice, nice.
And they were all like $1 or something, a couple of bucks. And then one that was just green, I just thought it was super simple and clean. Has the roper around right here, flat bill, and then it has like a golf buckle back. He said it was Pioneer, if I remember, but I'll look this up. And this might be one that's worth reselling, especially this one later on. But I thought they were both pretty cool.
Yeah, the
So
big boy's
supporting
fire.
another reseller.
I got a couple big boy Funko Pops. I like big boy. That's a cool hat. I remember I seen it in this video. It's a cool hat.
Sonny, I need a hat. Where's the link? Oh, Jimmy's hat. I need to make more of my hats. But that's one thing where I have t-shirts on merch by Amazon, and that's not something like I could sell stuff on Amazon, from straight to the house. But I think the stuff that I have for myself that I want to, and I use a community tab for this as well. I asked if people what size they wore, and I put a poll on there, and if it didn't have their size, because on the community tab you could only put I think up to 4 polls on there to choose from. So anything else after that. And I think it was Carissa. She was like, "Hey, you don't have my size on here." So I went back and tried to do it, and I added her size, but then I couldn't add like 3x because again, it was only like 4 sizes. So I asked on there, and I had like quite a bit of people giving me their size and votes, and I was like, "Wow, more than what I expected." And what I want to do is reuse shirts that I find that's pretty cool from the thrift stores and put like my logo on it, something just simple, and put it on eBay for like 15, 18 bucks. It would probably
So
be like 15 bucks and shipping costs like $4.
so for the merch by Amazon. So what is it? You have the logos like uploaded to Amazon and they
Yeah.
do the print for you? Okay.
Yeah. You get a royalty off of them. And on my end of merch by Amazon, I was talking to Mikey Moneybags today about it. That I have these designs like the one you're wearing, the one I have right here. So if you're interested, I got a link tree and Dan's information down in the
Shirt's
description.
fire right there.
Yeah, I like that one. That was inspired by Kuji and Goodwill, which is why the numbers and things look the way they do. And I had talked about there you go, thanks. There you go, Jimmy. I seen it. Where'd it go? Just skipped. Thank you. And that he's talking about this hat right here. So with merch by Amazon, your keywords shouldn't be like Gucci. Like you could eBay say it's Gucci-esque, for a 3D sweater. If you use names like that on eBay, it's gonna say on merch by Amazon, it's gonna knock you down and say, hey, it's this. Like it picks it up pretty quick. So you have to be not using those words. So when I went back on there, I just called it good flips, and then they accepted it. Because if
Yeah.
it's not something you could post it up, and then somebody comes along, like say Gucci, and they're like, "Hey, that's my name on there. I'm gonna hit you on this." So they approve it before they do it. And just because you have, like, I wish it was just simpler to upload stuff. It's just like a little cavemanish. Like I think it could be better, but for the most part, when I upload it and it gives me a thumbs up, I just put it at the recommended cost, which is probably like the lowest, and I probably make like $2 off a t-shirt. And for me, if anything, is just more of like, hey, somebody who's interested in my shirt, and I find it pretty cool. And rather than me investing in buying something with so much color, like it just makes it easier. So
Yeah, at the car show, one of the guys I think it was with like Toyota, or they were doing like a little thing, and I was sitting there, and he was like, "Oh, what's good flips?" So I was like telling him about the channel and all. But he looked at the shirt and was curious by it, so that's cool.
That is cool. And you just never know, especially just something to have. Like my wife's like, people are buying your shirts. I was like, I guess so. But my wife, if you've heard me talk about her, like she's pretty tough on me, you know. But it's tough love. I get it. And then AR said he wants one of your hats too. So
Yeah, I got it. So I got it. My buddy actually hooked me up. He has a gym in Philly, so he does like he makes his own merch and all too. So I got to link up with him and see if I could get some more hats off him. I only bought like one orange and one black for myself, so I got to try to see next time he places an order or figure out how to go about. I think you need a special account or whatever, but I gotta try to get some more blank hats, and that way I could throw the logo on there.
well, that's why I also like going thrifting and sourcing at places because you could find blank apparel and hats. I just got a hat today. It's in the truck. I didn't take it out the truck, but it's a red hat, almost like this with the like a roper, like
Mhm.
brand new. It still has the tags on it. I got it for like $4, and because it's red, I'm like that's a Vegas type thing, and I could just throw up like an outline of my logo in white on here, and I could use that, you know, and
Yeah,
maybe later on, like maybe do a giveaway of it, but that's how I think about when I'm thrifting and reselling is not just to resell. I'm like, how can I use this for me or to do a giveaway or maybe even make a little bit of money off of like giving apparel a second chance. And I got some jackets too where I want to draw some stuff and use some leather painting on denim, which is a good thing too. You know, like I'm creative. I just need to sit down and do it. But I know it's gonna take a
yeah,
while when I do. Make sure, yeah, let everybody know, Dan. Here it
yeah.
is.
I will.
So I have shirts like this that we're wearing on merch by Amazon, which is in my link tree in the description. But the recycled shirts from the thrift stores and stuff, I'll have those a little soon. The thing is, I don't know if I want to put a lot of shirts like how do I say this? Like a logo on it and do that to all the shirts, you know? Like maybe I want to change it up later, but they're all random sizes. I don't have the size for everybody, which is why I asked on the community tab, you know, what are people's sizes? And it was mainly small to 3X, you know. So since then, I've been looking for 3X sizes because I have pretty much the other sizes a little bit, but the 2X and the 3X are sizes that, and even larger sizes I look for because you just never know, especially if I could get them for like a buck or two, you know, maybe
Yeah,
sell it for 15 because I still got to I need the vital, I need to weed it and ship it. Like I'm not trying to make bank off of it. You know, I'm trying to be reasonable, but have some just fan merch if people are interested. Ye- it's an yeah, the so that white hat that I have is actually one that I got on OfferUp with like maybe 60 other hats for like $30. And those are pretty cool. They're like these old school carpenter hats, like painter hats, but they're not the paper flimsy one. It has a little bit more quality to it. But even those I thought they were cool, and I was like, I could use that, and I did for that one hat that I have, and I'll probably make a few more. And once I do, I think what I'll do is probably either bring it up in a live chat or on Instagram, so that way people just know about it first, then throwing it up on eBay, and for some reason somebody who's not really a fan and just seeing it because they're cool, which would be awesome anyways, but
yeah.
do it that way. Yeah, Misha, thank you. As soon as I put in the first shirts, she got several of them, and I was just like, "Whoa!" You know, you like Dan, like your hat, you didn't even show it, and people are already wanting to buy it. You just never know until you bring it up, you know. And that's the thing about YouTube; nobody will know about us unless we put ourselves out there, you know.
Yep.
Get a t-shirt. I know Edward's been talking about one, and he has a site.
Yeah, yeah.
Thrift
I'm wait.
dot
I'm
com.
waiting for his.
And then
Yeah,
I
he
think
has. He has like that separate site with some stuff on there off of eBay.
that was a comment earlier. Here it is. I had to go back. So Misha said the shirt with Sasha, which is Paul's dog. The Ukrainian flag you did is fire. I appreciate that. It was really
Yeah,
Paul's just saying, "Hey, I have this. Can you put my dog on this and put a flag in the mouth?" And with the angle of the dog, which is why the flag is that way. And I was hoping the printer. I don't know how the shirts came out, like are they are printed, but I was hoping the printer would see it and be like, "Okay, let me put the dog more on the left chest and the flag across to the right."
kind of. So
For
yeah,
balance
so it's kind of
and not
even.
balancing Sasha center. And he messaged me, I think yesterday. I just got the movies. I finally watched the new movie of Batman, which is pretty good from beginning to end. Long movie, but very intriguing and entertaining. And as soon as I got off, I see Paul's message saying, "Hey, can you tweak this because the printer doesn't? Uh, it's like pixelated or something to send the highest quality." And that's one thing about printing. And I tell people, t-shirts, like if you're gonna get t-shirts printed through a local, ask them what format's better for the design to be on, what dimensions, what size, because a lot of times printers they know what they got to do, but until they get something that they haven't done, then they're like, well, I don't use that program. They might use something else, or I don't use that file. And it's not that they can't use it; is that they don't know how. So when
Yeah,
I
or
do
their
design for
equipment, the
people,
equipment they might be using might be a little older or
yeah,
something. If it's a local
yeah.
spot, you never know. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, and it's just different when it comes to printing stuff, and then when it comes to digital, like here on the monitor, CYMK and the other one, 3 words, whatever it is, 3 letters. Like there's a
RGB or
difference.
whatever.
Yeah, there's just a difference, and sure, it may look better, but when you print it, it may not come out the same unless the printer knows what they're doing, and like, oh, okay, I'll tweak this or that. We got on there.
I'll say this, Sonny. It was a toss up between this one and then the Krillin and Sonny show. That was going to be my next choice, but
There you go. Thanks. Yeah, RGB. Yeah, it's just different. Even if you try to print it, like it usually comes out different depending on your printer, which is one thing I used to. I think it was like 1072 or something, an Epson pigment printer, and that thing was a beast. I used to order this specific type of material to print on, and then it would dry up, and then I would by hand cut it out because I didn't have a vinyl cutter at the time, and heat press it on the shirts, and people were buying them. Then after a while, they're like, "Hey, this thing's fading," so I had to buy even better material, and it's just a learning process. But once you do something, you start tweaking things, just like editing
yeah.
videos, recording yourself, how to make things just work better and better. Designs for kids too. So for some reason, every once in a while on Merch by Amazon, like it doesn't show the kid size for some reason, and then some of it does. So maybe it could be me not seeing it and forgetting, but I've been trying to add it to it, the kid sizes, and it all depends too because you're only allowed on Merch by Amazon how much stuff you could submit per day, and they can approve. So I just don't want to be doing graphic designs after graphic designs. Is like when I envision something, then I work on it and put it out. I guess how you're talking about your videos, you just don't want to do it because you want to capture what you're thinking about and put it together that way. Did I know Trucy's there? Yeah. Well, Dan, I know it's late over there and I don't want to keep you up too late, especially with your gig tomorrow. Got any advice for the folks?
uh, any advice? I'll give myself some advice and just say, get to listing, keep the listings going. Don't be like me and be good for a little bit and then fall off hard and then so just kind of keep the listings going. But nah, I don't know.
Either way, there's a lot more to get from Dan here. I enjoy his videos. I hope you take the time to check him out. His information is in the description below. And if anything, thank you all for the support to come in and get to learn more about Dan, especially myself. There's always stuff that I bring up that is a part of me that I just feel like there's obstacles, and regardless, like the community helps get through things It just makes me feel lighter on my feet, and I'm sure that does the same for Dan and other people, to know that people in the community are just there, and not just there like, oh, there's this amount of numbers following me, but there's people that actually reach out and care about you.
And care.
And
Yep.
I have quite a bit of people in here that do exactly that, and I just thankful that there's people out there that could support us, people like me and Dan. So more to us than this live. There'll be more in the future.
For sure.
All right. Take it easy, everybody. Enjoy your
Thanks.
time. We'll try to find somebody else's live.
Thanks for having me on, Sonny. I appreciate it, buddy.
You're welcome, my dude.
See.